Happy Christmas Eve, all. Welcome back to DAS TV. I'm delighted to be joined this morning. I was going to say this afternoon, it's only going 11:30, by a lad from Clock Talk TV. How are you, buddy?
All good, mate. All good. Happy it's my last day of isolation today, so out in time for Christmas. So yeah, just thank you for having me on, Daz, and happy Christmas to everyone celebrating.
It's a pleasure, bro. And yeah, it's great. Lads out of isolation last day, so it's Christmas Eve. Some say it's the most exciting day of the year, so I do agree. It's quite warm enough out now today for Christmas Eve. Not too cold, but I'm sure when it gets dark early, it will be later on. But I hope everybody, all the viewers, have a great Christmas and enjoy. And look, it's been a great time to be a Liverpool fan as well, isn't it? Around Christmas time, a little bit disappointing that the game, which would have been on Sunday, Boxing Day the 26th, because Boxing Day is an event, isn't it? And the calendar, sport calendar, to have that game called off against Leeds is a bit disappointing, and even probably more so for us because of the belief, the momentum we have at the moment. And we would have stuffed Leeds, wouldn't we have no doubt about it, playing them Boxing Day, having a couple of players come back from isolation and injuries. What's your thoughts on that, Aled?
Obviously, I'm a bit gutted that it's off for the whole reason that, like you said, it was a brilliant time to play Leeds. Playing them on Boxing Day as well. It's an event. I mean, when you have Christmas Day, Christmas Eve, Christmas Day, Boxing Day, as a football fan, you look forward to the sport on Boxing Day, and to have that taken away is obviously not great. But obviously, I wish everyone in the Leeds camp obviously a speedy recovery, as I've heard they had a COVID outbreak. So obviously they'll reschedule it at some point, but it's a shame because it would have been a brilliant game, I'm pretty sure. And with the momentum that we're in currently in the league and the position that Leeds are, it was a perfect opportunity for us to really get even some more momentum and more confidence going into January, which will be a busy month for Liverpool as well. So look, bit gutting, but at least Klopp will be happy about the no 2-day rule that with the football. So at least he'll have enough time to rest his players ahead of Leicester. I mean, at least we've got Leicester. I mean, 2 days later, it's not the end of the world, but it would have been nice to play Leeds on Boxing Day, wouldn't it?
Yeah, I totally agree, lad. And I mean, I know Leeds requested the game to be off because of COVID, injury, and illness. So, look, they were down to the bare bones as it was. And I mean, COVID thrown on top of it. I know that training facilities, ground, and that's being closed. So, there's been a major enough outbreak there. But on top of that, as I said, the injuries, the illness, it doesn't help. But it's a pity for us because Leeds are in terrible form. They're the team to be playing at the moment, to be honest with you. And we have that good momentum, belief now with that X factor back at Anfield. It was at Anfield, it was an early kickoff. So it's disappointing, but as you said, we wish Leeds all the best to look in the recovery. We'll clash heads with them again down the road. And I'm just now wondering when this game will be played. Is it going to be played on top of it already a hectic January with the AFCON and stuff? So did you hear anything of when it would be rescheduled for, or because I haven't heard that official yet?
I'm not too sure. To be honest, I don't know how they will go about the postponed games because I think it's a very controversial one, to be honest. I think their best bet is to lengthen the season by maybe 2 weeks to get the fixtures back up to scratch. But at the end of the day, you're eating into the summer, of which players will need that rest ahead of what will be a busy season next year with the World Cup as well. In the middle of the season. So in terms of rescheduling for this game and specifically, I haven't heard anything about when it will be rescheduled. But I imagine what they'll try and do is for the games that will be postponed during the winter months, they'll try and move it towards the end of the season. But it's a very weird one, really, because then the Premier League like to traditionally have the all the games, the final games on that 3 o'clock, I think, for the final day. So how they'll go about their business, I'm not too sure, but it's definitely a weird one. But I'm not too sure when they'll reschedule this one. No.
Well, that's it. And Jamie Carragher touched on it a while ago on Sky, saying, look, there's already too many fixtures and games consistently. So when the games are postponed, because I know some clubs will have 3 and 4 and possibly more if the season goes on, to be rescheduled for. So that's never ideal either. And as you just touched upon, World Cup halfway through the season next season, which is again mad. But yeah, it is what it is, and we're worried about that. At least we've only the one game, because the game that was probably in the most out was away to Spurs last week, and that went ahead. Yuvraj Dawali, hi. big shout out, brother. Hope all is
I mean,
good. Happy Christmas as well. Touching on Leeds obviously not having any players available and injuries, illness and COVID and all that. Leicester had 10 days off. They come back to play at Anfield with Brendan Rodgers' return on Wednesday night. Quarter-finals, obviously, of the Carabao Cup. He has Ndidi, he has Schmeichel, he has Vardy, he has Maddison, he has Tielemans, he's Samari, he's Pereira. He's a lot of players to pick from, a couple of good players as well on the bench. Liverpool, very controversial, I think, at the start. I was on a WhatsApp group and on Twitter, and a couple of people throwing up that Klopp didn't care about the cup and stuff like that. I wouldn't say that. I think Klopp has trust, his unity. He has he basically has a lot of trust in this squad, and he wants to use as many players as possible. He's looking at the Carabao Cup as fourth choice, no doubt about it, for all of us financially and what it means and the whole lot. We're a club that's competing at the very elite level, at the highest standards, Champions League, Premier League, and then next to that, then obviously it's the FA Cup and League Cup. Klopp has never taken the domestic cups too seriously because he's wanted Champions League more. He's wanted us to be more competitive in the league, to be challenging the top four, to be obviously challenging for the league as well. It's come around. We're halfway through the season. We're a realistic chance of obviously winning everything we're in. He does go with kind of a little bit of a lot of inexperience and youth. He goes with Kelleher, Bradley, Gomez. It's Comito players, Simicast. I think it was Martin, Hendo, Ox in midfield. And then we had up front, it was Nico Williams as a right wing attacker. Then we Bobby, who only come back, hasn't played very little of late since his injury. And then Minamino. Few raised eyebrows. What did you make of it, Aled? And what a night it turned out to be in the end. But what did you make of Klopp's approach in the starting lineup in this game?
Yeah, at least we got the win. I think it's important we take a step into the next round. But in terms of the night, I wasn't necessarily surprised that I did see that lineup based on the fact, he's complained about the 26-28. So I knew this game wouldn't be taken into account as significantly as the two Premier League games that were scheduled to take place a few days later. So I knew rotation would have come into play. And I was happy with the players he mentioned on the bench. Personally, I think he should have started some of the players that did eventually come on. I feel that was the stability we needed from the start. And to be honest with you, I was quite surprised with the Leicester team. I think we were all anticipating that they should still have had some players out from COVID, and particularly taking into the fact they have Manchester City on the 26th and then they have Liverpool on the 28th. So they have a very tricky 2 days ahead of them. But in terms of Liverpool, we were facing against a very strong Leicester team, but I think it just reinstates that. I even said during the watch along, I said, look, we've done 2 goals.
I remember that. I watched it, yeah.
Yeah, 2 goals in the first 10 minutes. I thought, oh no, they could put 3 on here and 4, keep on pushing and pushing and pushing, because we just never seem to click into a gear. But that's the rotation, that you make the changes. It takes time. It takes a good 20, 30 minutes for them players who have recently come in to figure each other's game out. And obviously, your game, progresses. You build into the game sort of thing. But we didn't give ourselves the best chance going into it. With 2 goals down, got a good goal thanks to Ox. Hopefully he can kick on. And then Maddison put 3-1, and usually teams would fall apart at that point. You get so close and then they push on further. It's a psychological, mental breaker, that. But the fact that we stuck at it goes credit to the mentality of the players in the group that we have. And then the second half, the rest is history. Leicester did bottle it, but at the end of the day, you've got to play what's in front of you. And we took the game to them, and that's exactly what we should have done. Great character shown, and what a night at Anfield, and what a great final game at Anfield for 2021. That was a perfect way to end it.
Yeah, it was, Aled. Well said, brother. Spot on. You've just echoed what I was thinking. Big shout out to man like Shawnee. Big up, guys. Merry Christmas to you and your families. Stay safe during this festive period. Absolutely, man like Shawnee. You too, bro. Thanks for all the support throughout the year, and best of luck. Have a great Christmas and stay safe to you and your family too. And you're right, Delaji throws in, I would have started Jota and Kanate be Leicester, but we got the win. Exactly. John Conway throws in Merry Christmas, Daz, and Aled. Merry Christmas to you too. And to obviously all the subscribers and everybody that is on the comments regularly to my channel and to Aled's. And remember, anyone that hasn't, go over and tune into Aled's channel. It's Klopp Talk TV, doing big stuff over there. Yeah, spot on, Aled. Spot on. I mean, half time, Milner, Kanate, Jota come on. It's Martin, Billy Comito and Bradley come off. They weren't really that good. I thought Comito was poor, and you know, Martin, he was a bit out of his shell in that game. I think Ox was very good. He got a goal, well-deserved goal. I think he was man of the match for us. He was brilliant all night. And, you know, he's been coming on leaps and bounds in the last couple of weeks, and he's been starting. We've seen him, and he just needs a consistent run of games. But what a win it was in the end. I mean, and as you just mentioned a while ago about Leicester bottling it, they've been renowned for bottling it, for going for the top four. And I think Wednesday night they did. The players they had in display. They have a 2-goal cushion. Could have been at times to go at a 4th, 5th goal. Second half, we'd only 2 shots on goal, but we suffocated them. We were so dominant.
Yeah.
I think in the whole game, seeing something like we had 21 shots, Leicester had 8. We'd 8 on target, 8 7. So, you know, most of their shots on goal were 7 shots on target, but we'd a lot more possession. We'd more corners. We were in their face more. We obviously fouled them more. All the stats at the end of the game we're seeing was a lot better for us. And Anfield back to the 12th man. It was a real European night kind of vibe about it, wasn't it? You know, the comeback, Milner comes on, Jota comes on straight away. That experience, that never give up, that kind of just better quality players. They just shine in that second half. And I think Kanate as well was a beast. He was brilliant at centre back, very, very composed for a game of the calibre it was. And obviously we're chasing the game, and he's very, very compact as well. And it was just an unbelievable night all round. And again, it was just say to people, look, trust in Klopp, trust in Liverpool, trust in the process here of what's going on. We all obviously have a say and opinion, but at the end of the day, we don't know as much as what these lads do and what their occupation, what they're getting paid for to do. And again, they've proven everybody wrong. I mean, obviously, eyebrows raised. There's a lot of mix of, you know, very little experience out in the night. Obviously, Hendo comes back. I think he might have been a close contact or something like that. I'm not sure if he had COVID. He hadn't, because he would have been out longer. So he wasn't the best player in the night. But they'd Tielemans, they'd Somali in midfield, they'd Madison, they'd Vardy, they'd Patson Daka that we were obviously linked with. You know, and it was just great because Vardy and Rodgers were very smooth, particularly after 14 minutes. That 2-0 up, Vardy gets 2. The Leicester fans are in full voice, and you know, they're having to go with the Liverpool fans. And I didn't know this sort of rivalry existed, but it seems to be a little bit of a rivalry that Leicester created, you know. So it was great in the end, an unbelievable way to win and silence Leicester, silence all the critics. And yeah, we're on now to a busy period, but what a night. It was just incredible, wasn't it, all around the lead?
Yeah, it was. I mean, like you, I never knew that Leicester-Liverpool dynamic was really there, to be honest. But look, at least we get them in a few days' time, and we can slap them up again at their place and end the year off on a high. That is for sure. But you hit the nail on the head there. I mean, we took the game to them, and that is what you've got to show as a top team. And the fact that we had a lot of youngsters out. I mean, Klopp didn't make the best changes in the start, but without that, we wouldn't have gone on and had the lease of life to go on and take the game to them in the second half. So if anything, it was a blessing in disguise. So look, like you said, it was like a European night sort of vibe. And I think that was stemmed from the fact, you know, coming into the quarterfinal, we really ever see Liverpool in like the quarterfinals of the Carabao Cup under Jurgen Klopp. So coming into this position, we know as Liverpool fans that we win this game, all focus is on trying to get to the final and getting through that game unscathed, facing Arsenal. Chelsea face Tottenham. Can we do it, Daz? Can we do it?
Yeah, we can. Look, Arsenal, we give them the yearly spanking every year, don't we? We get a couple of goals, concede very little against them, and that only happened recently after the international break. We lose to West Ham. We're all going in a little bit down. Arsenal are on a bit of form, and they come in thinking they might get a first win at Anfield in so long. It didn't happen, nowhere near it. We trashed them. We, again, similar to what we've done to Leicester in the second half, we suffocated, didn't give them time, tactically much smarter and better, and box much clever. And I think, Arsenal, second leg at Anfield, we can do it against Arsenal. But I do think we'll obviously have to go a bit stronger. We'll have to use some of the more experienced players. but it's going to be thrown in January. It's 2 legs, not really ideal for what we want. There's AFCON on. Look, we can do it. It's just going to depend on what we have available, and obviously COVID free and all that, you know what I mean? But yeah, absolutely. Against Arsenal, get to the final then at Wembley, we could beat Chelsea, I suppose, in the day. We're starting to see now a little bit of slight drop off from Chelsea. Yeah, of course, Aled, anyone we get, we be confident of. You know, same goes for the Champions League and the Premier League games. The thing about us is, like, we've lost one game all season, all competitions. We're such a hard team to beat, even when we play like our under 12s, 13s, like we did against Leicester, you know. Just that unity, that togetherness, that never give up, just everything that epitomises Liverpool and Jurgen Klopp, we seem to just show all the time. The Wild chosen, we're the comeback kings at Anfield. Absolutely, we are, bro. Yeah, and we proved it again. As me and Aled said, it was a big European night vibe to it. Man like Shawnee throws in. I don't like to use hindsight, but would have played Cade Gordon in front three and Nico in his natural position at right back. This is no shade on Conor Bradley. Yeah, I agree. I think Conor Bradley is good, still a bit young and experienced. I think he's 17. But yeah, I would have. I only said that before the start of the game as well, Shawnee, that I would have gone with Cade Gordon up front and maybe putting Nico Williams back. But I think Nico had a good game, you know, I do. But Cade Gordon's definitely a superstar. He's a bit younger. I don't know whether it was just that occasion was a little bit too much for them in the quarters against Leicester. And we don't know how he's trained or how actually fit he is. It's why that happened. But would you agree with that, Aled, or were you happy enough to see the team that started?
No, I definitely see where Matt like Shawnee's coming from. I think as soon as we moved Nico into his more natural position, it contributed to the stability that we showed throughout the second half. And I think I was actually surprised to see the front three not based on the fact from Nico Williams was on the right wing. It was because, I don't know if you watched the Pep Lijnders press conference the day before. He kept referring to the AC Milan game in the sense that he started Mane and Salah up front.
Yeah, it was a dead rubber game. Yeah, we were all surprised.
Hints that they could start either Mane or Salah or both of them for these games, and he kept dropping the hints. So seeing none of them really did drop a surprise. But look, I think, you know, Cade Gordon, I mean, he's been highlighted as one of the key prospects in that youth system. So look, I think it would have been a brilliant game to put him into. I think Leicester were opening opportunities and cracks for our attack to rush into, and he could have made a significant difference. But look, I think he'll be involved in the Arsenal game, I'm pretty sure, and hopefully, I think the Arsenal game will be a lot harder than the league game, considering the fact that at least we're coming back to Anfield. But I think with the likes of Martinelli, who's in hot form at the moment, they're going to be a tricky team to beat. But I think with the character that you alluded to there, Darren, I think we have enough quality at our disposal, and we have the players to do it. We have the manager, we have the unity, and having that second leg at Anfield to compound that, we can do it 100%, and then we can beat anyone in the final. But just take it game by game. I mean, anything can happen between here and then. I mean, God forbid Arsenal or Liverpool may have a COVID outbreak. It really does drop a spanner in the works in terms of the
absolutely.
So we don't know. We don't know what's going to happen. But look, we can win the game with a solid enough team to take to us.
Absolutely, we can. Yeah, but as you said, that can happen, and that is in a couple of weeks away. I'm not sure what date that actually is. It's near the end of January. But look. Yeah, after all the good work we've done in the quarters and how it went, we need to go on now and win this cup. I said at the start of the season when we only brought in Kanate that if we can seriously put in a serious title challenge, go forward in what we did past the quarter-final stage of Champions League last season and win a cup, I'd be really pleased. I know there's a lot of fans at the start of the season even question whether you get top four because we only signed one player and stuff like that. And we were probably all a little bit disappointed with how the transfer market went. But when you look at it now, this team, as you said, we can bring in youths, whoever we bring in, and they're all hungry, they're all aggressive, they all have a point to prove, and they're all just well drilled and organised, and that discipline and that never give up order that Klopp implements, and that heavy metal football and that belief, confidence, they all have it, and it's great to see, and it's great to be a Liverpool fan at the moment, and to be just waxing lyrics about them and singing the praises, because sometimes you can support a team, there's always cracks and there's always something you point out that, oh, I wish this, I wish that. But with us at the moment, it's all almost perfect, isn't it? Nothing's perfect, but it's almost, and it's great to be sitting here today having a chat about Liverpool, the latest and what's to come, and what has happened, and to be speaking highly of them. It shows great admiration, but also shows where we are as a club, and we're the best in the world at the moment. I believe. It's just so much positive stuff to talk about. Eled, Christmas coming up. Obviously, you're not. I seen you had it on YouTube. You put up a note on it to say you weren't going to be doing anything with the Leeds game being off. You'll be back on for Tuesday on your channel, is it? You'll be doing a live watch along.
Yeah, got a live watch along for that. So obviously looking forward to that even more now. The fact that Liverpool Leeds is off. So I'll be doing a watch on for that. I think it's an evening kickoff. I think so. Important game, big game. Leicester will play a similar team to the one that they started a few days ago, because that was a strong team. But look, I think let's just bow the year off on a high, and let's just go for it. I think it's important people keep doubting Liverpool, because I think we're just seeping through the criticism and seeping through the doubters. So look, that's what Klopp's lived off. People doubting Liverpool, doubters to believe is the famous quote. So hopefully we can replicate that and go on and get some success in it, Darren. So looking forward to it.
Absolutely, Aled. Yeah, that's it. For a success for us, hopefully. But 21 mad season. Like, you look at the end of last season, we lost to Fulham in March. Then we went on this great run. The last 5 games of the season, we won all 5. We end up going on then and getting third place, unbelievable. Nat Van Dijk, Kamja, pivotal to what we achieved. And now this season we've just kicked on, unbelievable. I mean, as I just mentioned, Watson lyrics speaking so high and holding Liverpool in the highest regard. It's not exaggerated, it's not sugarcoated. This is where we're at. We're one of the best in the world, if not the best, and it's just an unbelievable time to be a Liverpool fan, and it's special to come on here at Christmas and give a mention. Yuvraj Dawali, if I'm saying that name right, I hope I am. I think we will finish second. City are just too strong with their squad depth, but we will challenge. Look, that's how it's looking, isn't it? Like, City are favourites, the experience they have, they've been around the block so much, the strength and depth they have, but that just they can fold at times. They've lost 2 games already this season. We've lost 1. Obviously, we'd have more draws. The one big game I was impressed by them was when they played us at Anfield. I think the first half we got away with it, and then as it goes on, then they beat Chelsea at Stamford Bridge. I thought they were very good that day. They won 1-0 against a really compact Chelsea team who are defensively brilliant. They barely conceded any goals before that game. Might have had conceded 2-3 late goals. And they'd only beat them previous in the Champions League final, but thought they were brilliant that day. So City will be obviously the team to beat. They're top at the moment. They play Leicester Boxing Day. Hopefully, I don't think it's going to happen. Leicester can get something, but we just have to keep going. We just have to keep winning, keep believing. And when it comes around to playing City, we might obviously have to go there and getting up with 3 points, which is always tricky at the Etihad, isn't it?
Yeah, it's always going to be tricky at facing a Manchester City team. And in terms of favourites, I think it's coming clearer and clearer that Manchester City are looking like the team that will, obviously the 3 points ahead of us, 6 points ahead of Chelsea. I think the drop off that Chelsea have had, I think, they're slowly etching away from that title that they so want this year. But in terms of Manchester City, I think there's been a lot of close calls in terms of the media that they dealt with quite well. I think, the Torres incident, the Mendy stuff as well. I think a lot of these things could derail a team's morale, but I think so far they've kept their ante up, and they've just kicked on, and that shows a top team, top manager, and look, they're going to keep going, but expect a slip up from both all 3 teams. I think January, February time, we always. Dare I say it, but we always struggle in the league. We always have. I don't know what it is. Last season it was the 6-game loss streak. The season before, it was the winter break stuff. The Atletico Madrid losing to Chelsea in the FA Cup, Watford 3-0. The season before it was the season where we 97 points and City pipped us by 1 point. And we went on a series of just dropping points, and we were so far ahead. We were 7 points ahead. went to 4 points in January when we faced Man City, and then we just kept dropping points to like West Ham away, Everton, United, all these was contributing. So it's a very difficult few months for Liverpool, 2 months I'd say for Liverpool. If we can get through that unscathed, then we'll win the league. But I think that is the make or break, I think, for Liverpool. But
they're the big, that's the big one. But we're halfway through now, lad, and I think halfway through the season now, what's different this season is just how good the lads are. Salah, best in the world. Van Dijk back, Fabinho and they're destroying the team. Alisson's been unbelievable. I know, look, you can say about the goal he conceded against Sun the weekend. Trent and Robbo, 2 best fullbacks, and then even like when you look at someone to come in, probably not so much for Trent, but for Robbo, Tsimikas, unbelievable. Then you have Hendo in there, you have Thiago back in there. With so many great players. Where last season we struggled with centre midfielders playing centre back. We'd, Nat Phillips in there with a centre midfielder. It was all over the place. Confidence was shot with so many injuries, with so many COVID cases, and every week was something, and became really beyond the joke. And it was the worst season in all the years I'm supporting Liverpool, in 20 odd years watching them live, how bad it was of a season. It was a shambles. And then, we lost the 6 in a row at Anfield, only scored 1 goal out 10-0 against City, lose to Brighton, Everton. You mentioned all these teams. Burnley. It was awful, and it was just really, we were getting kicked while we were down. Do you know what I mean? Big shout out there to Archie Dolan. Happy Christmas to you, and have a good one, lads. Yeah, absolutely. Shawnee Lawson as well. Go over and check Shawnee out on the LFC Day Tripper. Shawnee's a regular on there. Happy Christmas there, you and the family, mate. Absolutely, Shawnee, you too, bro. Have a good one and stay safe as well, brother. Yuri Dadders, I think we will win the Champions League this season, and we should be favourites. Yes, good shout. Very, very good. Would you agree with that, Aled?
Yeah, I think out of all the competitions, I think Champions League and the Premier League, I think Champions League is the one which I think that we'll definitely go very far in. And I think that if we're to win either the Champions League or the Premier League, I think we'll win the Champions League. But obviously, we gotta hope that we make it 20 times as well. Look, maybe we can add a Carabao Cup to the mix. I mean,
it's exciting, isn't it?
It could be a very good year for Liverpool.
It is exciting because we're at this stage of season where we're in all competitions, which is rare. You know what I mean? And it's a lot to look forward to. I'm looking forward to the new year, and I'm looking forward now to this Leicester game at the King Power on Tuesday night. That's a game, and obviously after not playing now since Wednesday, a bit more focus, energy, concentration for this game, recovery time, could suit us, because they play City on Boxing Day, and they're going to be shot of confidence. Haven't played a game in 10 days, and now you'd expect the inevitable the City would beat them. If that happens, then let's hope then that they're going to be vulnerable for us. Yeah, absolutely, Sean. We just need to focus on our own job and not on rivals, and that's something we will obviously. We should be trying to do, because look, our rivals are so good in Chelsea and City. Let's make no doubt about it that we do just need to focus on ours. Well said, and Klopp we trust 100%. That's it, Archie. Yeah, because we do. We have a lot of people that have a lot to say, a lot of opinions, debates, and look, none of us on any of these YouTubes on giving anything. We're no experts. Even the experts get it wrong a lot. You know what I mean? When you look at the Sky panel, but we just give our views, our opinions, try and be honest, try and justify what we're saying, back it up. But look, we ought to trust in Klopp, trust in the system, in the process of Liverpool, because time and time again it proves the doubt is wrong, and that's what we love, isn't it? Yuri Stali says, I think we will win the Champions League. Yeah, we put that in. We should be favourites. Yeah, hopefully, we'll see how it goes. Champions League would be nice, get the 7th. Toss the coin for me this season as to what I prefer: Premier League, Champions League. To win the Champions League 7 times would be just unbelievable. Champions League, I always need to prefer a Helton higher regard. Champions of Europe or Champions of England, if you look at it that way. But 20 times, as you said, Aled, that's the edge of me as well, to just maybe get the league this season. There's always something special, over 38 games to do, Aled, I know you have to go, brother. I won't delay it. Happy Christmas. Thanks very much for coming on, bro. Really appreciate it. I'm going to wrap up now as well shortly, but enjoy the rest of your day. I really appreciate you coming on, especially at late notice. And everybody go over, subscribe to Aled's channel on Klopp Talk TV. He'll be doing a live watch along for the game against Leicester on Tuesday, and he's doing content regularly. He's always different lads on it. He's does them solo on his own, gets a panel of guests on. So big up to you, brother. Thanks for coming on. Happy Christmas, bro. Thank you, bro. I'll take you out now, right? Cheers, bro.
Cheers, bro.
So I'll let us go on there now. Yes, so happy Christmas to you all. I just want to say that. Thanks to everybody that subscribed to the channel, like the videos and comment. It does mean a lot. Getting on here and talking about Liverpool, something I love to do, and the club obviously I love and adore, is great. And it's always great to have the comments coming in where people ask questions and we can get a bit of a debate sometimes going, or we can just give our opinions on where we're at. At the moment, it's obviously an unbelievable time to be a Red. You know, Santi's Red as well. He's coming tonight, isn't he? I hope you all get what you deserve and want. And yeah, I hope more importantly though, everybody is safe, has a great Christmas, a great New Year. I'll be back on doing a preview on Tuesday. I'll be doing one Tuesday afternoon for the Leicester game, which is obviously Tuesday night. Can't wait for now. Look, Liverpool are not playing Boxing Day. It's a bit of a shame that the game's not on the 26th. It's an event in itself. It would have been a great time to play Leeds. Leeds have gotten away with one this time, but hopefully when the game is rescheduled at some stage in the new year, we'll give them the spanking that we would have given them on Sunday. So thanks to everybody that's tuned in, everybody that's liked the video, and go over as well, as I said, and tune in and subscribe to Alleged channel on Clock Talk TV. He's doing a lot of content daily there, a lot more than I'm doing. So it's great to see he's privileged with time. And yeah, all you have a happy Christmas, happy New Year, stay safe. I'll be back on Tuesday and see us all then. Big up all.